In what many are calling a disturbing mockery of both faith and human life, the Satanic Temple is set to open its third telehealth abortion clinic, intentionally launching it on President Donald Trump's birthday. The new facility in Maine, grotesquely named the President's Huge, Most Beautiful, Tremendous Satanic Abortion Clinic, will distribute abortion drugs by mail and guide women through what it calls a religious abortion ritual. This is part of the group's broader effort to frame abortion as a protected religious practice under the banner of Satanism. While the Satanic Temple claims to offer care, women are left to endure chemical abortions alone, without ultrasounds, in-person screenings, or medical follow-ups. Doctors warn this endangers women, with risks including hemorrhaging, infection, and even death. Pro-life advocates say this grotesque blending of abortion and satanic ritual underscores the spiritual battle at the heart of the abortion debate. As more traditional clinics close post-Roe, this dark alternative is spreading, and the need to stand for life, now more than ever, is urgent.
The Satanic Temple, made up of Democrat voters, of course, as you might expect, who else would it be, is opening what they're calling a telehealth abortion clinic. It's got nothing to do with telehealth. In the state of Maine, a wonderful state, they're opening it tomorrow, June 14th, and they're doing it on that date very intentionally to mock President Trump on his birthday. They're opening an abortion clinic, the Satanists. Now, the Satanists are calling it the President's Huge, Most Beautiful, Tremendous Satanic Abortion Clinic, which will operate, they say, free of cost to the baby killers, and will they're going to charge $91 for a chemical abortion prescription, which I guess they think is a pretty thrifty price. They're also urging fellow Democrat Satanists, and there are many, to donate $6.66, the mark of the beast, Satan, to mail a card letting President Trump know that his legacy inspired the Satanic Temple of Democrats and their abortion clinic. On a website, the Satanic Temple writes that their satanic abortion ritual is recognized as protected religious practice at both the federal and state levels.
So as you can see by that video, the Satanic Temple has launched TST Health. It's the first ever religious abortion clinic network. And anytime a woman has an abortion, they call it a religious abortion ritual. The first clinic they opened was on February 14th of 2023 in New Mexico. And then the second clinic they opened was actually yesterday, June 14th, 2025, and that was open in Maine. And so anyone that wants to have an abortion, regardless of what state they're in, they can call in to TST Health, talk to someone through a telehealth port, and then if they give them a prescription, the cost of the pill would end up being approximately $90 to end your child's life. They have no regard for the actual individual that is getting the pill, because anyone can call that number and lie as far as who's getting the pill, why they want the pill. There's no doctor follow up. There's no one going to make sure that it was done correctly and that the body actually got rid of everything as far as the baby itself. They could still need a D&C to clean everything else out. But if they're going this route, they're not going to want to go to a doctor's office to make sure their health is fine. And if you cannot see or understand what is going on with this, because it happened, like I said, the second clinic was open on June the 14th, 2025, and they were saying, okay, they did it because of Donald Trump. They opened this clinic on his birthday. Let's take Donald Trump out of it for a minute, because just like the rallies that was kind of supposed to be nationwide, that was called No Kings riot, that was also done yesterday. So let's take Donald Trump out of it, because he is just they're just basically using him. They don't want to say what their true motive are and what they truly believe and how they truly feel. These marches, these protests, this opening of the second clinic, the No Kings marches, riots, they have everything to do with God. Just like in the Bible, when God said, where one or two of you are, I am too, that's the same thing with Satan. These people are full of hate. When you look at the protests, they're not really fighting for the same thing. And some of them just want to cause chaos. The only agenda they have is to cause chaos. They don't care about the damage they're doing to the property, to the police cars. They don't care about the damage they're doing to the police officers. They don't care about how their actions actually affect everyday citizens who are not police officers, who's not protesting, who just want to go about their normal life. They're not thinking about the interruption they're causing in those people's lives as well. They're only thinking about themselves. That is a selfish person. These people actually hate God. They don't want to actually get on a platform and say it that they hate God. So they're using Donald Trump as far as we're doing this because we're against Donald Trump. A lot of things Donald Trump put in place, it does protect Christian and it does stand with God. When you're looking at the things, some of the things that he said as far as men cannot be in women's sports, what he said about, a man is a man, you cannot, the kids cannot have these surgeries. They don't like that. That goes against what they want to do, but that goes also what they're doing goes against God. So these people are really anti-God. And by them saying, because you also have to understand in the Bible, they say the devil go around prowling, looking for those who he can destroy. And so we have to always be vigilant. If you listen to what they're saying no king. So who is our king as Christian is Jesus. Jesus is our king. So they're saying they do not want a king. Like I said, they're pointing at Donald Trump saying that, but in their hearts, they're really saying they don't want law and order. They don't want a king. So if they don't want law and order, how they're going to follow the laws and orders within the Bible? How they're going to submit to King Jesus and bow down to him? They don't want that. They want chaos. They want um, everything other than law and order. So what you have to understand, this is something that was already written and talked about in the Bible as far as people getting to the point where they just reject law and order, they reject everything that is right, they reject everything that is true. They just want to run around doing what they want to do. And also on that same day, a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband was shot and killed. Then another Minnesota lawmaker and his wife was wounded. Then there was a threat made on another lawmaker that was attending an anti-Trump protest in Austin. So here you have this abortion clinic that was open. And anytime a woman is having an abortion, they call it a religious abortion ritual. This is a ritual. That's why I say you got to listen to words real carefully because words do matter. This is an abortion ritual. So every time a woman is performing an abortion, Satan is happy. They're performing and they are performing an abortion, they are performing a ritual to Satan because this is a satanic temple that launched the TST Health. So they're going to a satanic temple to get an abortion pill, knowing that it's called a religious abortion ritual, and they're going through with the process. So they know what they're getting into by going to a a satanic temple to get health care, to abort a baby, to kill a baby, and they're calling it a ritual, a religious ritual. And with all this hate that's in the air, if you just look at these people, they don't care about anyone else but themselves, but their own little group that they're in. They can care less about everyday citizen and how they feel and what they're actually doing to them. Because the law that they're trying to protect, the law that they're trying to break, isn't a law that Donald Trump put in place. ICE has always been here because we have borders. The problem was not Donald Trump. The problem was the fact that Biden and Harris did not want to secure the border. And they're not thinking about the people that they're arresting. They're raping people, they're killing people, they're raping kids. They're not thinking about that because they don't care. If they're willing to kill babies, you really think they care about a child being SA? Do you really think they care about a child being trafficked? Do you really think they care about a woman being trafficked? They won't speak on those issues. They speak on non-issues, but they don't speak on real issues that's really affecting people. They only see things one way, because with sending the people back across the border is not saying that we do not want immigration. It's just saying do it the right way so we can know who's in this country. And like I said, any country you go to, even the ones they're leaving, have a way that you could come into their country and live, things that you can and cannot do. These are people who just don't want to respect the law. And like I said, it says it in the Bible, law and order is just going out the window. No one wants to respect the law. And I just want to share this one scripture with you. And this is Romans 1:24 through 25. Therefore, God gave them up in their lust of their heart and impurity to the dishonoring of their bodies among themselves, because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worship and serve the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. So these people would rather serve Satan than to serve God. They're out there asking for this satanic abortion clinic. They're out there asking for donations of 666. They're doing everything to it's like they're doing everything against God in God's face. Oh, you don't want abortion. Abortion is murder. Okay, not only are we going to do abortion, we're going to do it through the Satanic Church. We're going to call it a religious ritual. We're going to do all this, like they said, it's upside down. People call good evil and evil good. Everything is twisted around. So just pray for this country, pray for everybody, and pray for the president, because you don't want anything to happen to him. We don't bow down to him, but we respect the fact that he is the president. We only bow down to King Jesus. That's who we bow down to, Jesus. And so just like I said, pray for this country as a whole, because they're trying to destroy it from within. And so I just want to share that with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. My name is Delmarshae.